Welcome, Libra. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do a reading on the full moon in Scorpio. And Uranus has moved into Gemini, one of your sister signs, another air sign at the same time. So this synergy that is occurring between the sun and moon in Scorpio and Uranus in Gemini form a yod, an inconjunct, or a finger of God. And this is an opportunity for us to find some highly creative solutions by bringing our whole experience to a challenge and communicating that effectively with others. So this is really a very deeply magical moment in many ways. And let's get started with your wild unknown archetype, the siren. I've never pulled this one before, and I'm so intrigued because I so deeply identify with mermaids. And I love the mermaid's tale here as one of the names of this card, the seducer, the temptress, the femme fatale. The siren calls and the world spins. What we thought we wanted pales in comparison to the sweet allure of her song. We find ourselves lost in a spell of desire and longing, perhaps even lust. Whether the thing calling to us is ultimately good or bad is somewhat irrelevant. It's the journey that matters. And the work of the siren is to take us on a deep psychic descent. Following her song, we go down, 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 to a place where lessons are learned and courage must be rallied to find our way back to dry land. Try as we might, resisting the call may not even be an option unless, like Odysseus, we bind our hands to the mast of our ship. It's likely, though, that falling for her call is the only way we will come to live more fully on the surface. There's lots of interesting information included in the guidebook, but I will mention one piece. Embodying the siren archetype requires that we explore things that are taboo. The siren laughs at conventions and constraints. She eats rules. Okay, so not for the faint-hearted. This is really coming to me as a way in which you are being perceived, or a way in which you are perceived as enlisting the support of others in a project you're involved in. So you're gaining allies, supporters, assistance for work that you're doing, and you are seen as having this compelling draw, this magnetism towards your vision, your idea, of the work you do. There's something about the way you do it that is very compelling for others. And this is coupled with the envy card. I'm the same as everybody, but with different challenges. And this is underscoring the way I believe you're being perceived enviously. Others see you as having some magical factor X that makes people want to do your bidding, want to be involved, want to help you. And this may be curious from the inside, from your perspective, because you may be more involved in or more consumed with the energy exchange that is based on a strong set of values in creating something and building something. Let's find out a little bit more about this. I am very intrigued, and this really does go very beautifully with your ruling planet energy, Venus. And there is a lot of magical energy, I do feel, that is available to us at this particular time. So in the present, you have the Three of Cups. This does actually talk about your support specifically, and in a way it puts a less diabolic spin on this magnetism that you are exuding to others. The Three of Cups is really more about all-sided support, protection from those who get you. They don't need to be close, they can be distant, but they're people that have always been there, are always there, and you count them as those you can share your whole heart with, all of your experiences. This is not about having fun, although there is an element of celebration for you among the acknowledgement of this very intimate support that you have and that you can call on at any moment. Just knowing these people are in your life is enough to keep you moving forward in an active way, in a proactive way. So this makes your magnetism feel more angelic, more whimsical, more lyrical, I should say. And I'm thinking very much of creative energy that you are using as a medium of communication, right? You can communicate via visual language or movement, or your song, your voice can be a powerful tool just in conversation. People can feel themselves pulled into your language, what you're describing. So this feels like a really wonderful, actually, moment for you to recognize ways in which you are uh, uh, inspiring the creative energy of others. In the past, the Knight of Pentacles, yes, you have planned the route you're on. You have invested a lot in the vision of your plan, not the end destination so much as what it is you're trying to create, the vision of it, the inception, the seed that you're planting along this path that you have been working on and towards. This also implies your willingness and openness to learn at every step of the way what is needed, what you can do, how you can enlist the support of others. And in the future, the Star card, wow, this is quite beautiful. It really feels like you're almost caught up in, and I mean that in a positive way, in a beautiful dream of vision. And by dream, I'm filling out that vision to include uh, the human interactions that comprise it, that are a part of it, that will benefit from it, that are sacrificing for it, in a way that you found a language that is able to speak to all of that. Not just the bare bones of a thing, perhaps, or a project, a goal that you're building, but all of it's amplified by the relationships, the way you're going to feel or want to feel when this is completed, what you're providing for others so that they can feel some sense of deep community, deep service that they are participating in, and generating a kind of abundance as a part of that. So what you're creating is also an aspect or a reflection of your own healing. It's how becoming more whole within you, recognizing and addressing your potential, makes you a more active and engaged part of the world, deeply engaged in the well-being of others. Libra, if this is resonating for you, please like this video and subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. Thank you to all of you who support me always. I really appreciate you. And the Knight of Pentacles in the past is clarified by the World. And on top, the High Priestess, the Temperance card. Wow. The Temperance card, the Ace of Cups. For the Three of Cups and for the Star, we have the Star. And one more card, please. We have the Page of Swords. Beautiful and perfect. So, in the past, the Knight of Pentacles, you're investing in the seed vision, is a part of your work that you are now completing. You've already begun the work. The seed has been invested, and that is already intact. That cannot be undone. But look what arises from that seed is a full-blown experience. A full-blown entity has already emerged from a seed you planted in the past. The High Priestess is you allowing yourself to be guided. And hence this sense of reclaiming your own power. It feels like you are reclaiming the power of previous lives, previous support entities, cultural heritage, ancestors. You are welcoming them all. You are a part of their council. The work you're doing is in part, at least, to address past karma, past harm, past injustices. And this is something that you've been able to see as a through line throughout your experiences, either in this life or throughout previous lifetimes. But you're hypersensitive to the imbalance that exists and ways in which you can correct that balance through a simple project of your own. I love the way these are both sort of totemic in their presence on these cards, because it's emphasizing this personal power of the siren, the seducer, the seductress, the temptress. In the present, the Three of Cups is clarified by the Ace of Cups in the Temperance card. It's hard not to see an opportunity for you to grow a fundamental passion that defines who you are. So I'm thinking about that as a soul bond. And in this case, the soul bond can be a person, it can be a group of people, but it can also be a passion, a project, a gift, a talent that has always been with you. For some of you, it is very well developed, and it looks like you have developed it over a long period of time. So I'm leaning into a gift, but that doesn't mean that your gift can't be a part of a relationship or a community of like-minded individuals that form a core of your community. In many ways, I see this fellowship, this intimate community being fundamental to a project that you are creating, that you are building, who you're calling in. It's as if you are calling to other imaginatives, other creatives, other poets, other mystics to join you in creating something that you have been developing within yourself for a long period of time, and you want to extend this opportunity, this challenge to others in some kind of a container. In the future, the Star card is clarified again with the Star and the Page of Swords. So I do believe that you've imbued this idea of a vision into the entire community that you are calling in for this work that you're doing. You don't know how to do this. I don't believe this was part of the plan, but this was what you were open to when you planted the seed. You knew that you would be called to do things that you didn't know how to do. And you also were reasonably sure that you could find the support you needed. But this is beyond that. This is calling on some quality or ability that you have personally developed that is going to be applied here. And I believe that quality is the way in which you have challenged assumptions, your own assumptions for sure. That's been part of your healing journey. However, I think that part of your ability to draw in like-minded individuals who can be inspired, are motivated by your vision, is calling to them to embrace a similar process, creative process. And that creative process is a healing process, one in which each must challenge their own personal assumptions as they gather the courage and the wisdom to challenge the assumptions of an unjust society or culture. So I feel like what you're building and growing is something that challenges the established status quo, the conventions, the institutional norms that we've established. However, you're challenging that with the sword of truth. You're bringing the truths of many to bear upon this creation as a legitimate alternative to something that already exists in a very limited form. Beautiful, magical power, Libra. I feel tingling all over as a result of some of the messages that you're receiving, some of the energy I'm perceiving that you're managing. And I've pulled the Everlasting Daisy from the Flower Oracle, and the keyword is fortitude. Be brave and dig deep. This couldn't be more inspirational, Libra. I thank you so much for this. Until next time, namaste.